Alright, so if y'all seen the last video, then y'all would know that I just installed the AWE switch path exhaust. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. We show the whole installation, the initial review, the comparisons and all that. This is going to be the full review on the exhaust system. We're going to drive around, get some people's reaction, you know, see if we could get some eyeballs with it, see how loud it is. And really, I'm going to tell you my final opinion on it, and if I'm going to keep it, if I'm going to end up getting the straight pipe one. Initially, I don't know if it was loud enough for me, but over time I feel like it broke in a little bit and we got some better sound now. So we're gonna hop in the car right now, go for a drive and see how it sounds. Testing out the new exhaust. It's 2020. Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, let's get up out of here. So the good thing about the start of this video is we are in a parking structure, so we'll be able to get a little bit of echo as we go through this. And we'll do the POV, you know, initially, and then I'll get some outside footage as well. We'll get some flybys, we'll get some more revving in different spots. So we'll get a good amount of comparisons, and you know, we'll leave a good review for you guys with this AWE switch path exhaust. I do still have control of the valves. So yeah, man, enough talking. Let's see what this thing's all about. People probably hate me right now. If there's someone here, they're gonna be like, what are you doing, sir? Nice. Have a nice day. There we go. Alright, let's see what we could get into over here. See if we could get some reactions. Okay, well, she looked. Get some slight head action, you know. So as I was saying earlier, and if you've seen the previous video of the installation and the comparisons and everything, initially I don't know if the exhaust was loud enough for me, you know. It totally changed the tone of the car and it sounds amazing, as we'll continue to hear, but I'm still deciding whether it's loud enough for me, because the tone of it and everything is amazing, you know. And with downpipes, it's obviously gonna sound a whole lot better. So I might just hold off on getting the track edition until I install the downpipes and see how that sounds, because it is pretty loud. Let's see. So apparently we are supposed to gain some horsepower and some torque out of this as well. Let's see if the butt dyno can pick up any sort of power gains. Well, it's capable of setting off alarms. I like that. At least we know we're loud enough to set off an alarm. Whoa, almost caught a little car accident there. That would have been solid for the content, but I'm glad we didn't catch that. I'd rather people not get in car accidents than get something for content, you know? Oof. Okay. I do like that. I'm not sure how everybody else is gonna feel about that on the outside of the car, but I appreciate that. Ooh, so dope. I love that. All right, let's hop up on the freeway and see what we can do. Ooh, we don't want to run into them. I don't think they will appreciate the sound of this car as much as I do. Like a noticeable difference as far as the power goes, because I'm not tuned or anything. I'm sure once I get it tuned and the car opens up a bit more, obviously we'll be able to notice more of a difference. As of right now, it's hard to tell, but I did do a 60 to 130 on the draggy, so we can test that out. That's for sure something that we can do and really like see the numbers, you know? Okay, here we go, let's hear this. They hate me for that one. Ooh, sounds so good. So as far as drone, there is a difference you can hear, but it's not like drastic. You could feel more of the vibrations, which I like. It just adds to the driving experience when you could feel it a little more. Right now we're cruising 6th gear, 66 miles per hour. We're in alignment. I know sometimes video sound doesn't do actual sound justice, but yeah, there's really no drone whatsoever. Further review of the Bud dyno, it does feel like there is a slight difference in power. I wouldn't say that it's very noticeable, but at times I will say I do feel a slight difference. As I said earlier in the vid, we are going to do the 60 to 130 on the draggy again and see if there's any, you know, difference in the times that we get, so we'll really be able to tell if we did make any sort of gains. One of the final things to test is opening and closing the valves. So right now we do have the valves open. This is Sport Plus. This is where you're gonna get the most sound. You know, you're gonna hear the turbos more, the exhaust more. This guy's just bumping it. He said, I'm trying to vibe, forget your little sound test. So as you guys could hear, we got some nice sound with the valves open. You're able to hear the burbles a lot more. So now let's close the valves and see what it sounds like. So as you can see, there's no more burbles. There's an obvious change in the sound of the car. Like before, I wouldn't even want to drive ever with the car in efficient mode just because there was no sound and it totally took away from the driving experience, in my opinion. But now, like, I could hear there's a little tone to it, so maybe, you know, I'll be able to drive in efficient more often and save some gas. For the most part, I stay in sport mode. I go in Sport Plus maybe more often than I should, just because I love the sound of it so much. You get to hear the turbos more, and that's really the main thing. You get to hear the turbos more, because as far as the exhaust note goes, there's not much of a difference between Sport and Sport Plus. I do think there's a little bit more burbles with Sport Plus for some reason. I don't know if it opens the valve even more so than Sport does, but yeah. So valves closed. Let's go back to valves open. Burbles are back. So it is a noticeable difference, you know, like if you ever pass someone who you probably don't want the car to be so loud around, or in the morning when you're leaving for work, you don't want your car to be so loud, you got your grandma in the car, or you know, anything like that, you could close the valves. That's the great thing about the switch path exhaust system as opposed to the track edition. You still have control over all that, and that's ultimately the reason that I went with the switch path exhaust, because I still wanted to have control over all that. I didn't want to just be loud 100% of the time. And like I said initially, when I first heard this exhaust system, the switch path, I kinda, you know, was expecting it to be a bit louder. I feel like over time it breaks in a little more and you get the actual sound of it, because now I really like the sound. Obviously when you hear the before and after, the tone is so much better. Before, I was getting a weed whacker type of vibe, and I really didn't like that. I mean, it should have been like this from factory, to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of the stock S55 sound. There's some people that, you know, like it, but I think for the most part, I'm not alone at all when I say the S55 does not sound the best stock. But AWE does an amazing job with how they make this car sound.